Michelle Obama did not open the discussion with a personal criticism of Melania Trump. Instead, she referred to an incident that had already become one of the most widely discussed moments of the 2016 campaign. During the Republican National Convention, Melania Trump's speech included several passages that closely resembled portions of Michelle Obama's address at the 2008 Democratic National Convention.
Did you see Barack Hussein Obama last night? Take little shots. He was taking shots at your president. And so was Michelle. You know, they always say, sure, please stick to policy. Don't get personal. And yet they're getting personal all night long, these people. Do I still have to stick to policy?
The belief that you can do anything you want to a woman, it is cruel. It's frightening. And the truth is, it hurts. It hurts. It's like that sinking feeling you get when you're walking down the street, minding your own business, and some guy yells out vulgar words.
That's where the truth of this country lies. Not in grabbing as much as we can get for ourselves or knocking folks down to prop ourselves up, but in the overwhelming goodness, the relentless striving, the quiet dignity.
For years, Donald Trump did everything in his power to try to make people fear us. See, his limited, narrow view of the world made him feel threatened by the existence of two hardworking, highly educated, successful people who happen to be Black.
The majority of the American people find this behavior deeply troubling. There's this sort of clown show that's happening in social media and on television. What is true is that there doesn't seem to be any shame about this among people who used to feel.
And Donald Trump at a rally just started making up stories about the Biden administration withholding aid from Republican areas and siphoning off aid to give to undocumented immigrants. Just made the stuff up. Everybody knew it wasn't true.
The similarities were more than superficial. Multiple lines emphasizing the importance of hard work, honoring commitments, treating others with respect, and passing strong values on to future generations appeared in a remarkably similar sequence. When Michelle Obama was later asked about the controversy, she did not respond with a lengthy criticism. Instead, she paused briefly and remarked, "Yeah, that was tough." The simplicity of that response gave it added weight. Michelle did not accuse Melania Trump of personally writing the speech. Shortly afterward, a Trump Organization staff writer publicly accepted responsibility for incorporating language influenced by Michelle Obama's earlier remarks. By that point, the campaign had already spent days responding to questions surrounding the issue through explanations, denials, and revised statements. Michelle chose not to prolong the dispute. She simply allowed the documented record to speak for itself, avoiding another public confrontation. She then broadened the conversation beyond the controversy itself. Michelle argued that the role of a First Lady extends far beyond attending official events or appearing alongside a president. In her view, the position also represents the values and character an administration seeks to project. If a nationally televised convention speech includes language drawn from another public figure without acknowledgement, she suggested that the issue involves more than originality. It also raises questions about credibility. Many viewers immediately understood the contrast. Donald Trump had campaigned as a political outsider, emphasizing authenticity, rejecting traditional political practices, and presenting his movement as a sharp break from the Obama years. Yet Melania Trump's introduction to a national political audience became linked to words that closely echoed those of Michelle Obama. Michelle then delivered the observation that became the defining moment of the discussion: you cannot campaign against someone's values while borrowing the language they use to express them. The audience responded immediately. That statement shifted the conversation away from a single speech and toward a broader discussion about consistency. The values expressed in both speeches, working hard, keeping promises, treating people with dignity, and setting a positive example for children are principles embraced across the political spectrum. Michelle suggested that those ideals gain meaning not simply because they are spoken from a podium, but because they are reflected in everyday actions. She continued without making the discussion personal. Michelle acknowledged that political spouses face difficult decisions about what they publicly support, what they defend, and when they choose to remain silent. She did not argue that a husband and wife must agree on every issue, or that one spouse is responsible for every decision made by the other. Instead, she emphasized that choosing to stand on a national convention stage carries its own responsibilities. Participating in a presidential campaign means helping introduce a candidate to the country and accepting public questions about the message being presented. From Michelle's perspective, that public role naturally invites scrutiny alongside visibility. For many older viewers, the episode served as a reminder of a familiar lesson. Carefully chosen words alone are not enough to define character. Inspiring language can resonate with audiences, but lasting credibility ultimately depends on whether those principles are reflected through consistent actions. Michelle Obama's measured response allowed that broader point to stand on its own, without relying on personal attacks or heightened rhetoric.